whisper. So
All right. Somebody was about to do a solo.
I wasn't about to do nothing. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on.
All right. Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Unique Perspectives Love Talk Radio. I'm your host, Charles Dixon, and I'm here with my co-host, Mr. Adam Ford. How are you, sir?
I'm doing okay. Made it back to the Midwest, made it back to Chicago, made it back to my house safe and sound from last week.
That's right.
Traveling and festivities and whatnot.
Hey, did you cross over into Southeast?
Did I cross over into Southeast? What are you talking about?
In Southeast DC.
Why would I go to Southeast DC?
No, I'm talking about in your run-ins and you going back and forth or wherever.
You know what? Going back to the DMV, right? It is like so different, bro.
Oh, they done built up so much.
Different. It don't. I mean, even the places that I used to know are different from when I went back there last time. It's like, oh my God. And dude. Oh, I gotta say this.
All right.
All my DMV brothers and sisters who are listening right now, no shade, no heat. But traffic in the DMV is
worse now.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, 495 is crazy. BW
495, BW Parkway, everything, everywhere. I don't care where you are. And it's the craziest thing. So you would think the suburbs would have a little bit of an easement, right? In terms of how much traffic and congestion. No, I think it's worse.
Totally.
Traffic is mind-boggling. I was so glad to get up out of there, bro. I was like, I got to get up out of here. This is crazy. I'm not used to this kind of traffic in the suburbs.
A lot of people are moving there. A lot of folks are moving there.
Man, moving. They moving out of the city. They getting pushed, and they getting pushed even further than Prince George's County into further, further distances or whatever like that. And the thing of it is, they're not like expanding. Well, as far as I could tell, I didn't see any real expansion of the roads. Right?
Mm-hmm.
No real expansion of the roads. No new roads. All the same roads. Well, you have more people, but the same number of roads.
Yeah,
that's congestion on top of congestion. It's not. It's crazy, yo. It's just crazy. So, Bruce, dude, I know you be riding on those roads, man. My heart is my prayers are with you, brother. My prayers are with you, man. Oh my God, yo. But it was nice to get back to the DMV. Nice to get back to home. So glad my son graduated from the Fire Academy. Shout out to Addison, my oldest son. Woohoo!
He's been wanting to do that for a while now. He's stuck with it.
Yeah, man. I'm so glad he graduated last week, man. So glad to see him and his wife, Aja. Shout out to her too. Man, it was so good to see them, man, just to hang out with them and celebrate with them this accomplishment, man. It was good.
That's what's up, man.
To see that, man. For real talk. And shout out to my daughter too. I saw her too. I got to shout out Alicia. I can't.
It's all good,
yeah. And then my youngest son Gerald, he just flying all over the world.
He down there. He's the thing. He a producer all over Atlanta.
He was busy working in California. I was like, at the Pro Bowl. Bowl. He didn't have to invite me though. He ain't have to invite me. That's all I'm saying. I could have paid my own way. He ain't have to invite me. That's all I'm saying. Right. He ain't have to invite me. But anyway, I digress. But I'm glad to be back on here. I'm glad to be back on here, y'all.
Yeah, for sure.
What's going on? How about you? How you doing? What's going on with you?
Cool, man. I've been cranking out a bunch of big work rollouts and things like that. So I've been kind of really up under the computer, but it's all good.
Up under the computer.
Up under the computer, man.
Okay.
But it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
All right. So today we are talking trust. It's like we said in the write-up, well, in the advertisement thing, where it's basically either trust is either, it can be considered the gift to what you have, right? If you have a good dynamic of it. And if you don't, it's just like it feels like a slow death, right?
Wow.
And I don't mean physical, I meant like your relational death. It's a slow death, and it's just like So yeah, I mean, this should be a pretty in-depth show today because I don't know about you, Adam. I can definitely talk about trust.
Okay, it's gonna be one of them shows.
I'm sure I got some stories about this one, but anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, we can talk about this a little bit today, but yeah. How about you wanna kick it off?
Sure.
All right.
Trust, the gift you either thrive with or die without. One thing for certain and two things for sure, Lord, I haven't heard that saying in a minute. If love stands a chance at all, it must be done with a solid foundation of trust. Since the beginning of time, remaining in a state of denial, extending concessions, being numb to toxic behavior, and of course, there's having endless hope that have all attempted to stand in support of holding on to people in places where we no longer believe in. That's right. Trust is belief. When we bind to belief, we embrace trust. Broken trust is absolutely challenging and can be repaired, but only if.
Yeah.
Let's tap into the battle of trust and distrust.
Yes. All right. Man, so when you hear this, the way you just unpacked it, what's the first thing that kind of comes to mind to you?
As far as trust is concerned, or
trust.
I guess the thing that comes to my mind, and I think I was talking about this before the show started, was the idea of you can't talk about trust without talking about being trustworthy. And I think we should definitely talk about that aspect of trust, because I think we often don't consider the idea or the concept of trustworthiness. We have a tendency to just casually invest trust in people without really vetting their trustworthiness
or their worthiness.
No, that's what I'm saying. We don't necessarily investigate far enough to determine whether or not this particular person is actually worthy of our trust. Hence the word trustworthy.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm in with that.
So, when I think of trust, it's almost like you walking down the street and let's just say if you're in a relationship, marriage, or what have you, and you're walking down a long street and then you bump into this huge mountain, right? And so both of you are there at this mountain, and it's just like we can't, like, how are we going to conquer this? And it's like when trust is in a bad way and it's on the table, it becomes something that you either have to come together and say, look, this is a big thing in front of us. This thing happened, whatever it is, whether it's betrayal, infidelity, whatever that broken thing that broke the relationship. It could even be somebody lying about paying the bills. You know what I mean? Whatever that is, the trust is in a bad way, right?
Okay.
And so when you get to this position, you have a decision to make. And sad to say, most of the time, it's been, to me, and I'm not saying it doesn't happen in other places and races, but I know culturally, in our culture, it's like the narrative is always whenever there's any type of breach of trust, it is, you need to go ahead on and leave. You know what I mean? And sometimes, and I'm not saying, there are certainly some times where probably leaving is in order in some cases, depending on the level of offense, right? But some cases, if you love your person enough to try to come to the table to fix it, then there are ways, right? Now, I will say this, like when I said into the write-up about the ... part, it can be repaired. The thing about repairing is another level of commitment, because you have to lay out, like, so we talking as men, a man that has broken trust. You have, it's tough. Let me unpack for a second, Adam.
Okay, all right, here we go. We starting early. So, just at the 10-minute mark.
I'm going to be honest. So there has been instances, definitely, where trust was broken on my part, at my hands, put it that way.
Okay.
And initially, it almost looks like slap the cuffs on him, and he listened to everything the warden says from here on out. That's kind of what it feels like initially, right? Because it feels like it depends on how a man looks at it. It's like, are you going to look at it that way, or are you going to take the onus to say, I broke it, I need to lay out the plan to fix it. And laying out the plan to fix it is kind of like spelling out this attrition. And here's a big part of it. And this is whether you're a male or the female, however the dynamic is, whoever the other person is that took the offense, you have to not allow your plan to be distracted by their emotions. Like if you're going to make good on it, make good on it. Because in most cases, the tough part of making good is, let's just say something terrible happens. You talk to your partner, you try to work through it, you try to iron this and that out. And then as you're doing it, you tell the person, you know what, I'm surrendering this, that's that. I promise you this won't, I will not betray us again, and this, that, and the other. The tough part, Adam, comes in is you come home from work and you just like, yeah, what's for dinner? The person quiet, don't say nothing, in another state somewhere. And you just sitting there like, and then the minute you say something about, oh, it's a dinner on the table. Did she cook? There is no dinner. Then if that chick in the street didn't cook, there ain't no dinner.
There ain't no dinner.
So the point I'm saying is it becomes a series of those things, which are they're normal. I've learned that. I mean, it's normal hurt. And I think we as men, and I'm not speaking for all men, but I know a lot of men, we good at doing the crime, but we not good at doing the time.
Okay, say it plain, sir. Make it plain.
We are good at doing the crime. We can put on the gloves and infrared, do all we need to do. But when it comes to doing your bid, your sentence, and I'm saying sentence, I'm joking, but I'm saying sentence in the way of the sentence is being referred to as what is your plan of repair?
Yeah.
If you care,
right?
You have to have a plan of repair if you care.
Yeah.
So if you care, you have to, and sometimes arriving at that plan can be difficult. We're just being honest, because sometimes men are wired. I told you, I'm sorry. They don't mean nothing. I told you, I'm sorry. So in our weird minds, Adam, we just like, did you hear me say I'm sorry? Understand that.
Yeah.
And just I ain't going out no more. I'm here. Don't worry about it. We're not going to do that no more. The woman is saying, listen, in order for me to believe, remain, and respect, I have to see you walk this out.
Yeah.
It's not easy, but it's like and so you have to say to yourself, all right, I did the crime. And it's a big part of you to say, I'm gonna handle it. I'm gonna handle it. Like if you care, if you care enough to fix what you broke, you do what you have to do to repair the breach. And it's not an easy thing. And so and I'm gonna pass this over to you, but one point I always thought about, I didn't voice it in life, Adam, but here's the thing. When a breach happens, when an offense happens, and when someone or another is hurt, first things first is that person has a choice to remain or leave, right? But I've always thought of this angle of it. When the person agrees to stay, to a degree, you are now saying, I'm complicit in the repair. When you stay, I'm not saying you got the right. Nobody's putting you in handcuffs,
right?
But when I say complicit in the repair, the person can do all of the steps. The man or the woman that did the offense can do all of the steps. I mean, all the steps to say, Adam, I promise you, I heard you. Your point was taken. You heard. I'm going to do what I have to do. And the thing is, it's easy for the hurt person to administer a lot of abuse. The hurt person, I get what you're saying. It sits in a specific seat, and they can administer, saying all kinds of things, doing all kinds of things. And it's like, okay, listen, I understand that this broke. This broke right here. But I'm not asking you to do the heavy lifting, but I do need you in this. Right? I need the person in this as I do the heavy lifting. And when I say the heavy lifting, if you're doing you're laying out the plan and you're walking it out, it works when you guys are doing it. But like you're saying, I'm not saying don't, by no means am I saying ignore how a person expresses their emotions.
Right.
But there's a difference from expressing, and Brucey, there's a difference between expressing your emotions and flat out being nasty, the whole 9 yards. Because think about it, if you choose to stay with somebody and the person and you have moved on, what happens 3 years later when you're still trolling the person? Meaning, if you're still trolling your partner 3 years later, have you forgiven them? Or have you just remained the warden and enjoyed the position?
Yeah.
So I'll let you take this from there. Go ahead.
Wow. Yeah. So whew, this is going to be okay. Let me kind of come at this from a couple of angles, right? I'm sitting there thinking while you were talking. So you're coming from the point of a person who actually violates the trust, right? That's we're talking about the person who's violated trust, and now repair is necessary. So let's talk about it from, and I'll come back to the repair aspect of it, but I want to talk about it from the aspect of the inception of the relationship. And this is important because I think sometimes, again, like I said before, we don't always assess the person that we're thinking about being in a relationship with. We don't always assess their trustworthiness
beforehand,
right? So we kind of implicitly give them our trust without having them proven themselves trustworthy from the beginning. Now, having said that, of course, through the course of the relationship, that person should have, to some degree, proven themselves or shown themselves to be worthy of trust, and I think we kind of do it almost in an instinctual kind of way, where we do what we do, and we are who we are. We carry out whatever duties we have, because one of the definitions of trust is reliability. Dependability, that you are a person who is reliable, because you're texting me and you text me at the same time every day. And so now you're displaying a quality of trust in terms of your dependability, in terms of your reliability. You're always there. We talk to each other in the morning time when you're on your way to work. You call me at 8:30 a.m. and you're on your way to work and I'm on my way to work. So what I'm trying to say is that through the course of us dealing with each other, in terms of our dynamic with each other, I'm showing you and you're showing me a level of reliability and dependability that shows me that you're worthy of my trust.
Yeah.
And so it's happening. It's happening almost organically. It's happening in a very natural way. And so over a period of time, we discover that, this person is somebody who I can actually trust. This person is somebody who I can actually depend upon. They're not just going to run off and do something crazy, at least at the beginning of the relationship, right? Now, let's kind of fast forward towards the actual violation, right?
Okay.
So when somebody violates that trust, when somebody has broken that trust, now you're showing me somebody who I am not familiar with. Why am I saying that? I'm saying that because up until this point in time, you have been reliable. You have been dependable in terms of your dealings, right? But now you've done something that is outside of the parameters of where we were before. And so now I got to look at you from a different. So you're not the person that I thought
you were. Wow.
You're not the one who you said you were. And here's the thing: you didn't just say it; You actually displayed it. You actually showed me in terms of your actions who you were. But now you're showing me somebody else, and I'm not familiar with this person because I didn't see this person before now. Where did this person come from? And so this is why I said from the beginning of the conversation that often what we do is we give a person trust without actually having vetted the person in terms of their trustworthiness. Let me say it one more time. We give the person trust. We give you our trust, but I really haven't done a thorough, comprehensive investigation as to whether or not you're actually trustworthy. Now, having said that, let's deal with the repair aspect of it. So you want me to sit around while you try to fix what you broke. You want me to trust you again. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't. I'm just laying out the whole thing. I'm laying out the whole thing. You want me to trust you when you've already shown me you're not trustworthy. So how do I square this circle? How do I make this right? How do I fix this? How are we going to deal with each other in this level? You know what's interesting? I was looking up this word trust, and I was like, okay, let me kind of break. Let me help me break this down in terms of this whole idea, this concept of trust. And one of the words that came up that kind of surprised me, but the more that we talk about it, the more I begin to realize this is what this is. The word that shows up is responsibility. Yeah, responsibility and trust. That I am responsible in terms of what I do. I'm responsible in my reliability and dependability that I show you every day. I'm responsible. That I'm not being irresponsible. And see, this is where the disconnect comes in, because you're showing me somebody who I'm not familiar with, because all the way up until this point in time, you've shown me that you are responsible. You've shown me that you are dependable. But now you're doing something that's outside of the parameters of what I've understood you to be. And now you're showing me that you're irresponsible, that you are not trustworthy, that you do not deserve my trust. And so now the question is that we have to deal with, Charles, is how do we fix the problem? How do we fix my irresponsibility? Because again, it's see. So I'm gonna sit on the side of the person who's been offended. Let me sit on that side for a minute.
Okay.
So you want me to sit here and you want me to trust you again when you've already shown me that you're not trustworthy? Get out of here. Get out of here. What?
All right. So let me sit on the side of the offender.
Okay, let's go.
Let me turn it back. All right. Let's go back to what you said about when the person is saying you are now becoming someone I did not see.
Yes.
This is where the line in the sand is drawn. Because I'm talking from a man's perspective. I can't speak for the woman's side of it.
Right.
But one thing I know for sure, Adam, is when most women decide to give themselves to a man, specifically in the deeper way, right? They know so much about that man. They have watched things. They have they done been in his phone. They done looked at his mail. They know where his mother lived. They know where his kid's mother lived. Even before he say we're in a commitment. I'm just saying, I'm being exaggerating in some cases, but listen, the point I'm making is this. Certainly there are some shock system antics that happen. But a lot of times I am of the belief, Adam, not that you're surprised, you're disappointed that it came out. I had hope that what I thought would not come forward. So what happens a lot of times is it comes forward, and now we are mad because you blanked up my dream. I had hope. I told my friends that you was super Adam. Not Adam that got these, not Adam that cannot control what I already know about him. I know he got chicks. I know chicks in his DM. I know this, that, and the other. I know he's a baby father, whatever. You know, those are high-level characteristics of offenders. That's just what it is. Any smart person can know it. It's just sometimes we don't like to embrace it when it's in our face.
Okay.
There are men that choose women based off of what they look like.
Okay.
Forget about who you are. Forget about if you're, like you said, trustworthy or whatever. We just like the Coke bottle we see.
Right. I got it.
We didn't vet anything. Yeah. It's just your look got you in the door. So when the person is in the door, and when you begin to see, you listen, any man, Bruce, you can speak upon this if you do, Bruce. Any man will be lying to you if he didn't see certain types of women. And even though he had to have her, the reason he placed her in a certain bucket, because he just knew, oh, this one looks good, but this one is trouble.
Right.
I can guarantee you she moves funny. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to hang out with her, but I am not going to bring her in here to burn me up. You understand what I'm saying? I'll deal with her from afar. And so there are women that do men the same way. It's like, you can like the guy and say, oh, he think like he might be pretty good or he might be cool. And this is how you know I'm telling you the truth. Every woman has heard another friend of theirs or a family member that have said, well, girl, did I see you talking to Donnell? And they're saying it that way because they know Donnell's reputation. But what does the woman say? I'm just trying to see what he's talking about. You don't need to see. The reputation has preceded him. Okay. But you need to see because there is a part in a lot of people that aren't honest to say they like the mystique of drama. And sometimes a good person don't bring the mystique. So we get drawn. It's like we are delusional enough to say, I want the distrusting looking person, but I don't want their characteristics to come out.
Got it. Okay.
So it's like, it's in other words, hey, I want to hang out with that snake. You mean that Gavoon Viper? They got a lot of venom in them. Oh, that's all right. I'm going to keep them a little bit further away. I ain't let them bite me. Are you sure though? Because at night you go to sleep. They might bite
not at
sleep. So the point is, that's how we think. We are delusional.
Oh
we're not honest. And so when you said, how do we repair it? We repair it in step one by being honest and owning that you knew the potential of who you said I do or yes to. You knew it. You just was betting on them not disappointing you. Women are some of the most attentive creatures on the planet. They are so smart when it comes to men. You know what trips me out? Don't throw the rocks at me, women. Women will master men before they master life. That's the thing. I seen women master men. They gonna tell you about the men and all of this. But sometimes, we all have our things. But to me, it is like this. I just feel like, have I been the person who broke the trust? And I've been the person who had no trust for someone who broke it up with me. Right? I've been on both sides of it. So it don't feel good either way. Especially because the thing about dealing with distrust, when your relationship or marriage deals with distrust, this is the way it feels, Adam. Everywhere that person goes, like, okay, before the mishap, you could love on one another. All right, I see you have to work. Okay, what time you going to church? I see you when you get home from. Okay, fine. Love you, boo. All of that. But when the breach closes and when the accident happens, now you're not quite ready to walk away, but you're furious. You're furious is because you feel betrayed, right? Okay. And so now what happens is everywhere that person goes, you feel like they're taking your spirit with them. They're dragging you because your mind is with them because you're wondering what they doing. Are they doing this? Are they doing it? And that is a miserable seat to sit in. If no one's ever been in, I've been in. I'm sure I'll put someone else in it. But the point is, it's not a good seat to sit in when you are being drugged emotionally, because you kind of, when they tell you something, you're like, okay, but you're telepathic as they go to their car, telepathic as they tell you where they're going to go, telepathic for this, and you begin to, it'll drive you insane if you're not careful. A lot of people that end up in some of these institutions, it's not because of drug use and all these other things. Sometimes it is because of they have had mental breakdowns.
Because of violation.
Because of breaches in relationships. Ask me how I know. I have 2 family members been there, done that. So my point is, what I'm saying is that whole relational piece is serious. And so I think we underestimate how powerful the presence or the absence of trust is. And I say that to say we take it lightly, but think about it like this. You're taking 2 grown adults that have come together with whatever has been in their suitcases all their life. They come together, and now you're saying, I know you've been on this earth 45 or 40 years, 50 years, and 55 years. I believe everything you tell me. And that's what we tell ourselves. I'm going to believe everything you tell me because I love you. But you got to understand, the most important part of any relationship is what happens in the absence of one another.
Okay.
Wait, you want to jump in? Go ahead.
Nah, because I literally just typed that thing down, right?
Oh yeah, the most important,
because trust is about when I can't see you. Trust is about when you don't text me. Trust is about we're not in the same room. We're not in the same state. Trust is about what are you doing when I'm not around, or what am I doing when you're not around? That's trust.
I mean, people think about it. There are people. One of the biggest deceptions in relationship is the notion of facades. And when I say facades, is we have mastered acting the part in your face, but we haven't mastered what we do away from you. Now we around you, we're gonna act like the ideal world, but when we go into our own thing, we having conversations that we shouldn't have. We answering texts we shouldn't. Heck, let's take it even further. We opening doors for folks we shouldn't. We are stepping in homes, hotels we shouldn't, right? And then cleaning up and showing back up like nothing ever happened. This happens all the time. It may not happen on every scale the same way, but an offense starts with like a fire in the woods, like a Boy Scout. It starts with rubbing the sticks together. And it's the fire starts small and it grows. So it's no different when it comes to how we manage, how we act away from each other. And I think people need to learn how to, sometimes managing trust is not just literally managing it physically and being on top of this and snooping and sneaking and putting up cameras. Sometimes it is being wise enough to monitor a person's energy. The energy tells the story. Like sometimes when I think of times in the past, let me just say with confession. All right.
You got another one?
And don't laugh, Adam. This is for real. This right here is real talk.
Okay. All right.
In my family, I've told you that on my father's side, I had 2 aunts that had big businesses, and like one kind of was like, in DC, she had the whole palm thing locked down, right? And then my grandmom used to, people would pay her, they would come over there and she would interpret dreams. I remember that she lived in Northeast DC, and people would be coming and going out the house. They pay her to leave, and they go back in that room and she talk. I'd be like, Dad, what's going on there? Just go mind your business, child. I'd be like, but you know me, I'm all smart. I'm looking like something is happening over there. But anyway, nonetheless, I noticed early on, but on the spiritual side of it, I noticed I had a gift that served as a gift and sometimes, but felt like a curse in others. And that is, and you share some of this yourself.
Okay.
Partly is I have a elevated gift of discernment, but also vision.
Okay.
I see things and I feel them.
Wow.
I don't always say it, but I see it and feel it. And so I'm saying this to say, for the greater part of my life, I have been in relationships with people I knew I couldn't trust.
Wow.
But I didn't want to leave.
Right.
I felt it. Wow. And a lot of times what I felt came right to fruition.
Yeah.
A lot of times. And so I'm saying that to say, I spent a lot of my relationships answering questions as to why not? How come? Why aren't you doing this? Why you didn't allow this? And I always used to want to say, because of what I see.
What you see?
But people wouldn't believe you. They were like, whatever, you don't have no trust, insecure. No, it's what I feel.
What I feel. Okay.
And here's the thing.
I got you.
There have been some people throughout my life that if somebody was listening to this from history, Adam, they'll know I ain't lying when I say this.
Okay.
If I constantly say to you things like, so what happened? What did anybody say something? What they say to you? What did you do? What about this? And if I say, I might say it in a light, non-accusatory way, but I'm asking you what I feel and what I see. And so people, they what? No, no, I feel like, sometimes what we want, Adam, is to just like what a woman or someone the opposite sex will want when they're feeling that way, right? Bruce, word of knowledge is you want to know. Sometimes it don't feel good, but when it comes to trust, you want someone to give you the gut punching truth, because sometimes that's the only way you're going to get it. I mean, when I say get what you need to feel to either stay or go.
Right.
Because see, when we keep playing on the surface, anybody can keep on drawing out time because it's on the surface. But when somebody sit there and look you in the face and they be like, so, I mean, how was your day? I mean, I saw my ex. Like, huh? No, so it don't matter. Listen, it ain't going to feel good, right?
Right.
But if somebody look you flat in your face and say, I saw my ex, and then and so, we hung out. He's having some, detachment issues from me and him being together. So, we met songs. I'm not saying it makes sense. I'm just telling you.
Right.
Telling you this, and they're saying this to you. Or let's flip it. You in the relationship, and someone says to you, whether let's just say a man is with a woman, Bruce. I'm just using Bruce as a character. Bruce talking to somebody, and Bruce say, "Listen, I'm digging you, but I'm probably not going to get rid of my friends because it's just a comfortable way of life for me. I like this person. We cool. Sometimes we hang out. Okay, are you okay with that?" And what I always hear in the world, Adam, all you had to do was just be honest. Why can't y'all be honest? Because most of the times you cannot handle honesty.
Yeah.
And if we do tell you honesty, we get tattooed for the rest of our life.
Yeah.
And it becomes it's a story you never ever escape. The honesty you tell, you're going to hear it all throughout the relationship. So sometimes this is why men choose to bury the truth, hide the truth, slide, move around to the side, because we know if we really are giving you what you're asking us for, it's going to change the dynamic tremendously. We know it. Yeah. So we just sit back and say, okay. But this trust thing is, when it comes to a man and woman, we gotta stop playing the games and stop waiting for the first person to offend so we can have the upper hand. And simply just be honest. Because in most cases in this world that we live in, everybody is exposed to a great amount of temptation, options. Yeah. There's so many mediums to be slick and do you. When your man or woman, if you're not together, can be somewhere asleep, and 2 o'clock in the morning, you in a DM talking to somebody in Germany. That's cute. Right. I'm just making an example.
Real talk.
I like talking. You got good energy. All this, and you have no clue. Then the next day, ain't we going to dinner? like clear face, like nothing. So my point is, what I'm saying is, this is happening everywhere. So that's why I say, in these hours, these last hours of life that we are living in, you gotta have a person that's going to be honest with you.
True enough.
Or put it like this, because I don't want to sound hypocritical. You have to work with a person to create a space where honesty can live. Because we don't have spaces where honesty can live. We have spaces where you better not say the wrong thing, or don't do this, don't do that, because I'm done. I'm gonna block you. I'm out of here. You know what I mean? And we run for the hills. And so, because what unresolved trust does makes the next person and the next person pay for the sins of the last.
Oh yeah.
Every time we go into something else where, I used to be this kind of lover, but my ex, I'll tell you another time what happened. No, tell me today.
Right.
If you want me to build with you today, don't delay it. Because if you delay it, I'm going to stay unavailable.
Yeah.
Emotionally. Yeah. I'm not going to buy into the mystery until you come to the truth. Yeah. And so I think we have to understand that if I think about my life, I've had some tumultuous, and some, they haven't always been bad, but the relationships that I have had or have down that are great are the relationship that it is honest.
Yeah.
Honest. If it's not honest, I don't do well in that, because like I said, I'm feeling one thing and you're withholding another.
Yeah.
And it's hard for me to reconcile that. So a lot of times, I'm not saying nobody got to be perfect, but I just think we do. If we're going to have a real chance, you got to throw the real coins on the table, because everybody can paint a facade that really just doesn't make any sense on paper.
Yeah.
I mean, you can hear it, but it doesn't make sense when you look at the person or hear what they're saying. You're like, yeah, I heard you, but yeah, I mean, so yeah, you want somebody that's going to be straight with you, because a lot of times we already enter it coming from something that was worse, or we already enter it kind of expecting you to either disappoint me or hope that you will make me proud. But we've already sized your possibilities up. That's the part that we're not honest about, that, which is why I said what I said about people already knowing who the person is. They're not always caught by surprise. Certainly there are some good manipulators, right? For sure. And they will give you a good surprise. But a lot of times, the cook in the kitchen. That's why we go back to restaurants that once upon a time, quote unquote, got shut down. And the what's the department that comes in there? The health department came in there, shut it down. And think about it? Why go back? It got shut down the first time.
Right.
But
why would you go
back with knowledge to the person that got shut, that shut us down? We go right on back. So that's why I said we have to learn to own up to our side of it. Sometimes it's not always the offender. It's not. Sometimes it is. If you are on this side of it and you see the offender, why do you go back?
Right.
You got to just be honest with yourself. And sometimes we got to, we don't like to have that kind of conversation, because I know sometimes, I know in cases that where I have repaired the breach, it was typically with somebody that I felt was worthy of the repair.
Okay.
Because let's just be honest, this world is filled with people that break breaches and keep it moving. You can cuss them out all you want to; they're gonna keep on offending down the road, right? But when a person cares enough to say, you know what, that person didn't deserve, like you said, that version of me to offend them.
Yeah.
Let me show up better than this. I can show up better than this. And then you attempt to do better, but it's not an easy thing. But that's why I said it takes both sides. Usually how these things work is whoever breaks the covenant first, Adam, they got to pay for life.
Wow.
And the other person, and here's the thing about that. How many marriages have been broken where your friend, whether it's the man go running to his partners talking about the wife or vice versa, we're only hearing one side.
Yeah, you're only going to hear one side.
And then 9 times out of 10, when you pull all the covers back, you had offenses too.
Absolutely.
Just didn't come to the light.
Absolutely.
So that's the part about this dynamic I don't like, because we have a way of hiding behind our stuff because you went first. So because you went first, I don't have to even discuss mine, even though I got some in the closet here, but I'm not going to tell you because I'm not dumb enough to get caught.
Oh God.
And so, but here's the thing, and I'm going to move this on. And this has been an argument for a while, but you know why a lot of times it's not by design, Adam, that women don't typically get caught. It's just who they're with. Most women that are dealing with a man, most men aren't going to mess up what's working. They're not going to tell unless you got some of the men that that's in their feelings and kind of got a lot of estrogen going on. They might tell. But in most cases, most men aren't going to tell. Men are going to be with you, and they're going to let you. They don't care because you know what men look at affairs as bragging reasons. Women sometimes will look at affair as necessary for whatever she's lacking. Men don't look at it as a lack because he has too many options to go and fill his lack. So if he's cheating with somebody that got somebody's wife, this is why all you hear in the barbershop, man, you still messing with that dude. But I'm telling you, you playing with your life, man. Shawty, I can't help it. She gonna make him over there tonight too. It's like a game. It's a game to the man. The man is not looking at it like I told her my feelings are involved and I want her to leave him so I can marry her. They're not saying that. The man is, if anything, it makes him feel puffed up. Oh, I'm good enough to wizen your wife or your woman away from you. And everybody thinks you that guy, but your woman wants me. It's a badge. It's not the same as the woman that has to shift who she is because she's not getting what she needs. Okay. So it's more of a necessity, and for the man, it's more occupational. It's different. And so that's why I say when we look at these things, most women will say, well, trust me, do better next time because I'm slick. No, it's just who you're cheating with is likely not to tell. Where on the other side, when the man is dealing with the woman, 9 times out of 10, if she taps into her, if she's doing good on the surface, she's not going to say nothing. But if you get down in here, you know what? I mean, that man married girl. I ain't worried about him. Keisha, do you know where his wife work at? Well, she worked for in the government. Let's go down in Friday, okay? If you want to go down there and confront the wife, these things happen. And when feelings get involved, feelings get involved and stuff, arrangements go out the window. Trust is broken and it's just a wrap. Wow. So the point is, I mean, man, listen, we just got to be real with ourselves when we're dealing with this whole trust. It's a beautiful thing when you have it. When you have trust, it becomes about like you said, responsibility. Are you going to be responsible enough to nurture it?
Right.
Because you don't get trustworthy people every day. So when you find trustworthy people, you need to lock it in. Because it don't come every day. Most people, especially in this day we living in, people will say they love you, smile. What's that song? Smile in their face. The backstabbers. Anyway, but yeah, so that's what happens in this world today.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, you had a lot to say about that, brother. You all right? You had that was a lot of unpacking right there. I got that. That suitcase should be halfway empty at least.
I coined the phrase. I said, "Have you suffered from LWTI, living with trust issues?" No, I'm just playing. No, seriously, man. But I'm like, listen, man.
Hey, you know, and you speaking truth tonight. You speaking a lot of truth tonight, and I definitely appreciate that because often, like you said, a lot of times when people show us who they are, we ignore a lot of that stuff and take it anyway. You know what I'm saying? And in all honesty, like you said, you also are complicit in this because you're allowing them to do it. It's almost as if you're enabling them to do it. And that's never a good thing, you know. And it kind of let me just kind of go on that road just a little bit. So it kind of makes me think maybe you don't think you're worth somebody who is actually trustworthy because you're willing to settle for somebody who will violate your trust. almost as if you have been conditioned by other and previous experiences to allow anybody else to come into your life to treat you any old kind of way. So you don't think you're worthy enough to have somebody who is actually trustworthy. Just wanted to say that a little bit right there. Let me kind of like I want to spin it back around. Let me spin this back around real quick. Because we're talking about, we spend a lot of time on repairing and trying to fix it, trying to make it right. Let's talk about preventative measures.
Right.
Let's talk about being preemptive in our trust walk with our companion. Because I think, again, if you're always coming from the side of trying to fix it, trying to repair what's been broken, my question is, how do you keep it from getting broken in the first place? Me personally, I feel like trying to fix something is a lot more work. You know what I'm saying? And almost not as it's almost as if trying to fix it is almost like a fruitless, endeavor. Because that person has to be able to extend enough faith in you to believe that you won't violate the trust again. Well, you've already proven that you violated the trust in the first place. Why should they trust you again? So my thing is, for us as grown men and women listening to this podcast on this evening, I need to be responsible enough to not allow that trust to need to be repaired. I need to work and operate and move in a way that does not violate your trust. So my question to me is, how much do you value her? And how much you value her will determine how far you're willing to go to preserve the trust, so that I don't find myself in a situation where I'm breaking the trust. I'm going to operate proactively. I'm not going to sit here and allow myself to be in a situation that will compromise the trust. I'm going to operate in a way, that is going to say, no, I'm going to keep this trust. I don't care who comes at me. I don't care who proposes me. I don't care who approaches me. I don't care what I see on my feed, what somebody DMs me. I am going to operate in a way. And here's the thing, though, right, Charles? We see this stuff every day. Every day we get approached. And I'm not talking about from people personally. I'm talking about what's showing up on our feeds and on Facebook and showing up our feeds on Instagram and all of these different things that are obviously are distractions and deterrents to the trust that we have with the person. So I need to operate proactively and operate in a way that preserves my trust. I can't allow all these different things to come in and mess with my mind and mess with my thoughts. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not the person that's going to sit by and just let stuff happen. I'm just not that guy. But particularly when it comes to my relationships. And I think sometimes we have a tendency as people to become complacent and lazy in our relationships. And we're not actively engaging them in terms of actually protecting the trust. Are you actively protecting and serving as a guardian to your trust? Are you actively trying to defend your trust, or are you just willing to let anything and anybody come in to violate that thing? That's not something that we should be doing or entertaining at the end of this day, right? We should be people who are actively protecting the trust because we value the relationship. And understand this, when you put your trust in me, I realize that you're showing yourself to me you're showing yourself to me in terms of your vulnerability. You're showing your vulnerability to me. And if I value you enough, I won't violate your vulnerability. I will keep your vulnerability. I will protect your vulnerability. Why? Because I value you. And so I'm willing to do whatever I need to do to protect the trust. And here's the thing that I was saying earlier, and I think you were saying it too, Charles, is that when I'm by myself, you see, this is the real test of trust. When you are by yourself and ain't nobody around to check you or to hold you accountable, what do you do then? Who do we see? Do we see the violator? Or do we see the one who values and protects the trust?
Wow.
Because I value the person enough not to break this trust. And here's the thing, though, Charles. Here's the thing. And let's be real. Let's talk real. Let's talk real. Ain't nobody gonna tell nobody because ain't nobody around to tell nobody. You by yourself. You went wherever you went and did whatever you. Who gonna tell?
So listen. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And so my point is, as I kind of close this up a little bit, because I really want to challenge all of us when it comes to this idea of trust, right? I don't want you to be lazy with this.
Yeah.
And that is the fact that, nobody else, real trust is tested when there's nobody else around.
Wow.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Are you willing to protect that trust then when there's nobody else around? Or is that trust not worthy of you protecting it?
Wow. Because that's the best way to feel. Like what you just said, you feel better when in the absence. There's a difference between you moving shady in the absence and moving strong. When you move strong, it makes you feel even better when you're back in that person's presence, right?
Absolutely.
Here's the other part of it. I come back to this one small scripture that has a really deep impact to me.
Oh, now he won't do something.
And I'm going somewhere with this one.
All right.
The scripture says, to the pure, all things are pure. So people who don't interpret that, it's saying, in other words, if your mind is one way, you're not focused on that.
Right.
But if your glass is dirty, you can see other dirty glasses. And I'm saying this to say a lot of times, what I've learned, and just I'm speaking for myself in life, the people that I've ever dealt with that was very close to if you are very close to the distrustful side of life with me, it's because, and a lot of times, you're dealing with brokenness to some degree,
right?
Which is why you can see not only brokenness, but your own imperfections that you're not acknowledging.
Yeah, your own flaws.
The reason we aren't just whizzes and doctors of the other sex for no reason.
Right.
We are because we have experience with them. We have we've been there. We have been wretched. Listen. I'm fighting for the men tonight. I'm gonna fight for the ladies too, but I gotta fight for the men. I'm gonna say this because we get a rap. We really do get a rap because a lot of times we are predictable, so we get a rap.
All right.
But just like at the zoo, the zookeepers study that dangerous animal every day. They know what they're dealing with. They know how do you think them animals get fed? And they go out there, they got their habits down. And I'm saying this in the way to say that's how women study men.
Okay.
So the point I'm making is, again, when you know the beast and the animal that you're dealing with, you handle them accordingly. Listen, there are people who will show up in your life from other relationships. And it's always amazing how when you guys are recanting your past, somebody will say, yeah, I dealt with this married man. I mean, he was trying to tell me, he really was lying to me. You lying to you. Because in most cases, you knew he was married. You just liked him. We don't own it. He was sexy to you. He made you feel safe because he's a husband. So he gets it. He made me take care of me when I need something. He's there. We are intimate, and I mean, we have an agreement. So you dealt with. I mean, you people have been people's husbands. I mean, some vile things have gone on. But then when you show up to this relationship, you're Mary Magdalene. And now you want me to, because you may have called something out on me. I got to be the punisher. But the point is, listen, if we stay out of the house of hypocrisy, we can get along so much better.
True.
Because a lot of these relationships that are broken, a lot of these marriages that are broken, we're not honest. We just mad. We're opportunistic because the person's sins went first. If yours were this, guess what? If I'm speaking as a man, If if I'm with somebody and maybe this time around, I held it down, Adam. I didn't fall short, but she did. And when we have a discussion, you know what I'm going to hear? Somehow that indiscretion is going to be my fault. It's not going to be that I had a lapse in judgment.
Okay.
I had a misappropriation of choice. It's not going to be that. It's going to be, I mean, if you was taking care of what you need to take, oh no, that's your body. What I do or don't do has nothing to do with you giving it to somebody else. That's a farce if I've ever heard one. So the point is, I'm struggling a little bit with this because it sounds like we are pandering with truth. We're not being honest. And the people, like you said, the women know. I'm not being hard, y'all, but y'all know. Y'all don't have squeaky passes either. We know. I mean, I'm talking some dirty pass. I know so, Adam. Trust me. Ask me why I know. But anyway, I'm just saying they don't have no squeaky pass. But my point is, I don't either. I'm honest. I'll tell you. Yeah, I've been there, done that. But I can appreciate it if we come together and be real together.
Okay.
Instead of just pouncing on me about what you know about me. I'm probably an easy book to read, but what are you? I can read you too. I just don't. So the point is, we got to be honest again before we go to judging this and when you do this and the biggest part of relationships, what I think is the biggest breakdown, is just expectations that do not come to pass. All of us have them. When we meet somebody or decide to be with them, we have an expectation. I like this person enough. I want to see how far this is going to go. Let's see. If this person is going to be like this, let's see how this does. And when it doesn't, it's never a self-assessment of accountability. It is always your behavior dictated my reaction. And nobody has control. We're not God. I can't puppet master you to go do anything with anybody else. When you do it, that's your choice to do it. So we got to stop blaming the other person. Guess what? Men can say what they want to, but 9 times out of 10, when a man gets caught, I mean, yeah, sometimes you got the men that'll say, well, I was in the house and you kept telling me you had a headache. But a lot of times, Adam, we don't care about no headache. If a man is going outside to do what he's doing it because he wants to do the sport.
Right.
He don't care about, if he love his wife, he know the headache will go away. A couple of times a month, she gonna be agreeable. But anyway, all I'm saying is this.
Jesus, man.
He knows when he go out in the street, he doing it because he's on his own volition.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
So if
he don't need another reason.
We're gonna own up to these things.
Yeah.
Let's get away from this image. The image is killing us, and we withhold honesty from one another because we don't want to change the image. Image has power. If if I tell you I'm this kind of woman or man and you don't see me falter, respect me as such. Although I know I got all kinds of dirt happening, you don't know it. So you don't get to approach me any kind of way because you don't know that side of my life yet. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah.
Okay. Wow, you got a lot to say tonight. I see you got a lot to say.
I've been through this thing.
I see
you, man.
I see. And then and I think that's the reason why I said what I said in terms of being able to maintain the trust so you don't find yourself in a situation where you have to fix or repair the trust. Because for me, I think personally, I want to do what's right, man. I just, and here's the thing. Outside of my wife and my family, my kids, outside of that, and even outside of my relationship with God, to me, I need to maintain a certain level of integrity. I need to maintain a certain level of character. I want to be able to look myself in the mirror every day and know that I'm doing the best and I'm being the best that I can possibly be. Because at the end of the day, I take me wherever I go. Everywhere I go, I take me. And so I need to know that I am actually doing the best that I can. I'm holding myself accountable. in terms of how I operate, in terms of how I move. So regardless of who's in the room or who's not in the room, I'm going to be the same. When you see me on the street, I'm going to be the same. When you see me at church, I'm going to be the same. You see me on the job, I'm going to be the same. You know what I'm saying? That's where that reliability and dependability comes in at, because I'm not showing you variance. I'm not giving you different parts of me. I'm not showing you, oh, this kind of me, a street me, and I'm not showing you a church me, and I'm not showing you a work me. Who I am is who I am. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's who I am. And I think sometimes the problem comes in at is that when we can't be who we actually are with the person that we're with, because we've been so accustomed to showing them this supposed perfect person, this flawless person, that when it really comes down to it, we are nowhere near what we're presenting ourselves as. But we're breaking under the pressure of a facade. We're breaking down under the pressure of who we want people to believe that we are. Yeah, and that's not real. Yeah, so you're showing me who you want me to believe you are, but that's not who you really are. You know what I'm saying? And I need to be able to operate off of actual knowledge, not assumption. Because I think we often assume a lot of things about one another without actually knowing each other, taking the time rather to know the person that you're worth. This is how you prove trust in terms of your relationship, because I'm getting to know you for who you are, not who you're presenting yourself as, not who you want me to think you as, but who you actually are. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because here's the thing, Charles, I can't trust the facade. Yeah. I can't trust the pretense. I can't even trust your representative, because your representative was only showing me parts of you. I need to know the whole of you in order for me to be able to invest my trust in you. If I don't know you for who you actually are, then I can't trust you. Why should I trust you? You're not willing to show me who you actually are. You want to keep showing me this thing that you think I want to know. Yeah. But if you never really show me who you really are, how do I actually get to know you? How do I get to know you if you don't trust me with you?
Wow. Now that's where the line is drawn. And that right there, what you said, is where most people get hung up. It is, I come to the line where I'm dealing with this person, or I'm involved, I'm committed, we are exclusive, whatever the case in your relationship may be. Yeah. But then there's that moment where we all have a choice. Do I give myself or not? Right. And I'm not talking about you're physically present, but you're not emotionally convinced. Yeah. So you hold your emotions over there while your body is in the front. Right. And so I say this to this. I feel one of the takeaways that it may not be the feel good takeaway, but some of us in life have to stop flirting with distrust and embrace the gift of release. Some people, you have to learn how to release. When it don't feel good, when you know your spirit is on fire and telling you it is not right, or something is not right. Okay. That's the time where you have the decision. Am I flirting with distrust a little bit, or what? Because we all know, like, it's like God gave many of us discernment. Yeah, when and women something will call it intuition. Yeah. It's intuition on their side, and men, we ain't ignorant. We know what we feel, and it's just as when it feels off, 9 times out of 10, it's off. The only thing that's missing is the omission. So a lot of times, again, we have to, when we know it, because only thing a trust problem that has not been confronted or dealt with will go on forever. You'll hang there, but at the end of that road, it'll be a lot of resentment. Right. Every Christmas, your family come, where that old nigga at? He in the basement. Lord. You ain't got tired of him yet. That's your truth for the rest of your life. People know your business because you done told it. You done told everything he did, she did, whatever. And so every time your friends and family are around, they call you dumb. Because why you still with him or her when you know they did this, you deserve better. And what we don't realize in this life, you would have thought we would have known this by now, Adam, is the more you tell people, you still ain't learned, huh? The more they don't want to learn.
Yeah.
The more you say that to them, the least they want to walk away. Because now it's like, why are you trying to get me to abandon him or her? And they still stay there because you don't know him like I do or her like I do. So we make excuses to remain, right? But if you are going to remain, you have to remain where there's willing to be a fight made for the relationship. The person, it's not going to be easy and it's not going to be perfect because a lot of times we all have our ideas of how the other person should fix it. And sometimes it may have some viability, but sometimes it may not be. Your way of it being fixed may not be the way. Right. But there is a way. Maybe there's a mediator, a counselor, whatever. But there are ways to fix it. It starts with the one person or the other saying, listen, I'm willing to stand in the gap to try to work this out. Now, here's the other question, Adam. Are you trying to work it out because you got caught? Or are you trying to work it out because you really don't want to lose this person as a lover in your life? A lot of times we get caught and we don't like the disruption. Because getting caught is a disruption. Why did I tell you to follow me to the store? You would have never seen them. But anyway, so we don't like the disruptions, Adam. This cheating or whatever your thing is, not just cheating, but whatever happens to disrupt trust in a relationship, people don't like when you encroach their actions.
Absolutely.
And so, that's why so here's the thing. That's why I always say when you're bold enough to approach and encroach, you have to be strong enough to take what comes after it or what you see, because you can't unsee what you see. You can't unhear what you hear. So if you put yourself in those positions, it's hard. It's rough to go somewhere and call yourself going down a rabbit hole to find out something. And when you do find it, what do you do with it when you still love a person? You may find it, and even if you say, well, I kind of knew it, I just needed to know, but does that make it better? No, it does not make you. Who wants to lay down like the movie back in the day, Sleeping with the Enemy? You laying down next to the person, and you know under their pillow is a machete. So it's like, but you want to lay there, right? And so again, we got to be honest about our complicitness, whether in fixing it or whether in remaining in it without it being fixed. It's a two-way street. Not just one side. It's two sides to evaluate when there's a breakdown.
All right. And I'll just say this last thing. And when it comes to the whole repair side of it, I think you were kind of referring to this earlier about the fact that, if you're going to repair it, then both of us have to be on the same page. Okay, I am the offender. I offended you. I'm the one that broke the trust. But the offendee also plays a part in this, right? Because what happens is, more often than not, is in the efforts of trying to repair the trust, the one who is offended, let's just say they kind of exploit and weaponize the offense. And they use the offense as leverage against the offender because they feel as though because they have been wronged, their trust has been violated. They use that. They use it against the person. And it's almost as if, well, what's the point of trying to fix it if you're going to continue to rehearse it? Why repair what you're continuing to rehearse over and over again? You want to stay stuck and fixated on what the offense was instead of trying to actually repair it. And I think often what happens is because of the fact that we are so offended and we remain in it, we don't want to let go of the offense. We'd rather hold on to it because we figure, well, she did me wrong, he did me wrong. They owe me this.
I'm gonna hold your feet to the fire.
Basically. And again, it's leverage. They weaponized it. They're exploiting you.
Yeah.
When here's the reality. The reality is, so maybe you should have left.
Wow.
And I know that's hard to say. I'm not gonna get no amens,
but it's cool. Honest about what you were doing.
Yeah. Just say, you know what, this is not gonna work. This is not gonna work. This the trust has been broken. I don't think I'm going to be able to move forward with you. Wow. And again, that's not an easy thing to say, but it's a real thing to say. It's an honest thing to say.
Yeah.
Because you're not only releasing the other person, but you're also releasing yourself.
Wow.
And that's what needs to happen in order for you to be able to move on with the rest of your life. Just saying.
So in the end, Adam, this is why if anyone finds themselves in a relationship with fidelity, consider it a real gift.
Yeah.
And I say that because I wrote this little crazy saying. So just be ready for it.
Oh, Lord.
You can't trust, because I'm saying it this way. You can't trust anyone that has the ability to lust. If they can lust, they can lie. If they can lie, they can lay. If they can lay, they can leave. So what I'm saying that to say, all of our relationships are hinged upon grace. Because any given day, all of us have the ability to offend. We just choose not to. But we all have the ability to do the other person in and do wrong. It's in us. Yeah. It's the sin that's in us. Yeah. So we have the ability to do it. We just, like you said, some of us are fortunate not to go through certain things, right, in relationships, but it can be there if we choose to act on it. So that's why none of us should be righteous over the other, because you can do the same thing and fall. And then now when the rabbit has the gun, you want the grace, right? So you got to look at it like that.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
All right. Any other thing you got to say? Closing words, sir, before we get up out of here?
Just gotta, it's a choice. Make the right choice. Make a better choice. Just
man. This thing has been an ongoing thing. I'm not going to pretend I have battled with this for a long time, Adam. But nonetheless, I continue because I bet on me. I know who I am to the heart. Irregardless of my imperfections, I know who I am to the heart. So I know at the end of the day, I'm a good person. I may not have always made some good choices sometimes, but at the core of it, I'm a good person, and I stand on that. So anyway, all right. Appreciate y'all another week hanging in there with us with Unique Perspectives, Love Talk Radio, where today we talked about trust and it being a gift. It's like basically if you're fortunate enough to have it, it can be a real gift. And if you're not, it can be the conduit to drive your love to a slow death. But anyway, appreciate you all for tuning in, and y'all were giving some good comments today. Y'all was on fire. So we appreciate y'all, man. This helps us. We want y'all to know this. When we are in sync from our platform to you all, it empowers us. So we appreciate y'all. We need that. I love that energy that y'all give and each and every week. So much love to y'all. Everybody be safe this weekend. And we will be back, God willing, next week. Mr. Bruce, we're going to talk to Mr. Bruce. We're going to get Mr. Bruce up on the stage. All right, y'all.
Oh, Lord.
It's about that time to get Mr. Bruce in and shake the room up a little bit. But anyway, all right, y'all. We'll see y'all next time. Holla. right, man, that's a jam right there. But anyway,
right.
All right, trust, Adam. The goal.
About to tear it all down. Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh Lord Jesus.
Adam, I'm gonna say this. Tonight it's been on me to keep talking about honesty, and I say that because when I heard you talking earlier, and I forgot when you were talking about reliability and this and dependability and all that. There is a quadrant of people that you look online, and there was a time when online there was this whole narrative around the Build-A-Bear concept, meaning building up a man or a woman. Well, I mean, you can look at it however you want to look at it.
Okay.
But the truth is, we say we don't want to build the bear, but we do. Because guess what, Adam? In some cases, if you were reliable, dependable, kind, loving, and nice, even to a wife, you know what the narrative is? Girl, you have such a good home, or you got a good wife. And you know what the person is going to say? Yeah, but I mean, I need something. Look, I'm bored. It's just too predictable.
Wow.
So my point is, you got the good person. So in other words, I want you to be empathetic, have empathy. I want you to have a degree of reliability. I want you to be resourceful. But I do want some drama. I do want to question you every now and again. I do want to say, who was that? Who did that? And who was, they told me you was up there at the bar. I need a degree of ambiguity to go with your dependability.
Wow.
We don't be honest and say that. We say we want this kind of man, and then when the man come, we question him as to, well, why you choose me? You said yeah. That's why. But we don't believe we deserve him. Because we know we really prefer the Build-A-Bear rather than the out-the-box man, the man who comes out the box. We want the man that's like they got the guns now. You can order the guns and fix them and put them together. That's the kind of man we want. Or the woman. Even the men that say they want to serve, let me go down to the church and get a good woman. You don't want that. You want the one come out the liquor store with the 40 in her hand and the tattoo on her shoulder. It's not being honest. Be honest. You want the edgy craziness. But anyway, all right, I've talked enough today. That's enough.
Lord have mercy. I swear, man. What in the world?
Much love to you. So we should just cut it off.
What's going on, man?
Oh God!
Listen. And we're gonna go after this. Listen,
hey, go ahead. You go ahead.
Listen, I've gotten to the age where I don't need extra drama in my life. My life has just enough drama
for you. I know that's
for me. And it's funny because me and Maria will be like, we'll make up stuff to be dramatic about, but it ain't nothing really going on. And you know what I'm saying? I think you get to a certain age and you're like, listen, we don't need all that.
Yeah.
Life in and of itself is already drama. And it's built in. You don't need to add extra drama to it by picking somebody who you know is not worth your time or effort. Come on, y'all. Let's do better in 2020.
But this is what Maria says right here. That's where your integrity come into play.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you're right. That's
keep
what
the drama to a minimum. Keep your drama to a minimum. I'm ready to go. I need to go eat.
Okay. All right. I'm hungry too. All right. Then holler. now you're ready to go. All right.
Said the old man that's come out on me. Now I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go eat. Look, I'm ready to go eat and lay down.
You ain't gonna get full on flouters. Bye.